Okay, so this is episode 4 of the OSL podcast, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with French streetlifting athlete and coach and nutritionist, actually, from France, Lise. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm like 1 week post competition, so I'm happy now. I did last Saturday. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah. So it was called. The brand is called Official Strongman. It's like one of the main.
Oh, it's not Streetlifting.
Yeah, no, I just sort of jump around and do different things when I get bored. But
okay.
I basically it was the log and deadlift championships, and I went there to break the under 70 kilo strongman deadlift world record.
And did you manage to
do it? I was successful.
Oh,
yeah, I managed to pull 310 kilos. So it was good.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you.
What's your body weight?
I mean, it was 69 kilos last week.
Okay.
But right now it's 80 kilos.
You could.
A big cut. It's so in strongman, it's 24-hour weight cuts.
Okay. Yeah, so you have the time to.
Yeah, I think I cut from 77 kilos, and I cut down. So I dieted down, and then I did water manipulation of about 4 or 5 kilos. But obviously, I've been eating a lot of pizza this week, so I've got. I'm now 80 kilos. Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess where I would like to start off is just to get a little bit about yourself in terms of, obviously you specialize in streetlifting now. So it's kind of like, how has that evolved and you ended up in streetlifting? Maybe what is your athletic, sporting strength background? And how, you've kind of ended up as a streetlifting coach and athlete.
Yeah. So as long as I can remember, I've always practiced sports when I was young. I started with like dancing, and then I did a lot of sports. But the sport I did the most was gymnastics. So I think that gymnastics helped me a lot for streetlifting. I kind of practiced like 2 years, and then I made a break, and then I did 2 years of competitions too. It was not high intensity, but I was doing like 2 training a week. That was enough, I guess, to get the basis of strength. Then I started my study in sports, and I went to the gym, weightlifting.
Okay.
Like maybe for 1 month, and then I got bored after 1 month. Yeah. And I discovered strength sports. Like I was doing bench press, pull-ups, squats. I didn't like deadlifts. So I discovered all this, and I had a friend who was doing streetlifting, but I didn't know these sports existed. So he showed me how to get some weight on pull-ups and dips. And I think I was able to do like 3 pull-ups. So I never had to learn how to do pull-ups. Okay. Thanks to gymnastics, I guess.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
You see, it's not so common for a woman to not have to learn how to do pull-ups and dips. So I think I had something like 3 pull-ups and maybe 10 to 12 dips.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And when he taught me how to weight myself, I think I started to test my max on pull-ups and dips. So I had something like 10 kilos on pull-ups and 27 on dips.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, that's cool.
It's a good start.
And then, I can start streetlifting. I didn't know these sports existed. I knew Pauline. Do you know Pauline?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she was the only woman I knew that was doing these sports, and she inspired me a lot in the
Okay.
beginning. And then I did my study for like 3 years. I studied 3 years and I trained. I started competition. That was like 3 to 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a big time, but yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 years. And then I started competition and I started doing nationals. And
Yep.
then I got qualified to final last year. But I didn't go there because
Ah.
I trained for it. I was qualified in 63 category,
Yep.
but I kind of did the burnout, something like that, and I
Okay.
was overtraining myself, so I had to take the decision not to go there. So that was last year, and then when I graduated, like 2 years ago, I
Mm-hmm.
decided to become a coach, a sport
Yep.
coach, and naturally I specialized in street lifting because that was my sport and that was what was passion. That was my passion.
Yeah, that
So
makes
here I
sense.
am. And then also, I decided while I was studying to do also nutrition because that was a topic that was really interesting me.
Okay.
So I also have this specialization in
Yes.
nutrition and specialized in strength sports too.
Perfect. What, just out of interest, what was the topic that interested you?
The
That you said,
nutrition.
yeah, but was it, oh, I thought you meant there was something specific
Oh
within
no,
nutrition.
just
No.
nutrition
Okay, nutrition.
in strength sports.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you start to study nutrition in sports, uh, people often talk about endurance
Endurance. Yeah.
endurance sports, and not really about strength sports. So I had
Mm,
to learn about strength sport because this is specific compared to endurance
yeah.
sports.
No, I like that. I think it is definitely, it's a massively important part, but it's like I always refer to it like if we're trying to almost train ourselves to the equivalent of like a race car, you're not going to chuck in some rubbish petrol into that race car. You're going to give it the best racing fuel. And it's the
Yeah,
same thing with our body, right?
yeah,
You need to fuel it if you're looking to push
yeah,
your body to extremes.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, it's a good skill that you've managed to incorporate that alongside the physical side as well.
yeah. And I feel like in France, maybe it's not the same in other countries, but in France, I feel like people are really focused on training and physique, but
Mm,
they don't really get to they don't know how to fuel themselves, and they don't have the basis of just recovery, like just sleeping,
yeah,
uh nutrition. Because but I think that's the most important, like sometimes it's as
yeah,
important as training.
yeah, 100%. I've had sessions where they've been so bad, and if I look back, I'm like, yeah, I definitely didn't fuel myself for that session. And then when you do fuel
Not
yourself,
enough.
sorry,
You didn't feel enough or
not
not
enough
good.
fuel. Like maybe I just
Yeah.
grab something quick and then expect to go
Okay.
lift something big, and then I wonder why I couldn't lift it. But when I do
Yeah,
fuel properly, it just feels so much better, so much better.
makes big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, massive difference. I mean, whether it's training or comp, because you see that as well, right? People in competition just, I'll be like, have you eaten? No.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, and also hydration. Yeah. Do you get that?
What was that?
Water. Like
Oh, yeah,
what's the name?
hydration.
Hydration.
Yeah. Massive,
Hydration
yeah.
also is very important in strength sports, especially when the competition lasts for 4 to 5 hours, and
Yeah.
we see many athletes with cramps.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I've had a few of those. Yeah.
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 So this is a big symptom of dehydration.
Yeah.
dehydration. So this is important too. But
Yeah.
hydration is not only water, because people often think of water. Yeah, you need to drink a lot of water, but there are also the electrolytes that
Yeah.
are
Yep.
really important.
Yep.
And athletes often forget about this,
Yep.
but
So
that's
true.
a massive part.
Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. What I would like to do is, first of all, I'd like to get a little insight into how things operate with you as a coach, in terms of a new street lifter comes to you who's looking to basically start training. How does that initial process begin, in terms of I don't know, maybe you do assessments with them or whatever. How does that kind of look?
Yeah, okay. So first thing I ask is the level of the athlete. I'm not gonna ask, but I will see how long he's been training, what's the sports background, which is very important, because sometimes an athlete can start street lifting for like 2 months but has a massive sport background which
Yeah.
allows him to be an elite athlete in like 6 months. And sometimes an athlete has been practicing street lifting for like 2 years but still is a beginner. So this is very important to me to first know, is he a beginner, is he an elite athlete, an intermediate?
Yep.
Yeah.
Intermediate. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I start with a block of tests. So I'm doing a first block of sometimes 3 to 4 weeks, just to see how the athletes react to it. So I will see how much I can push him, like what the performance is in terms of strengths. I will see the technical issues, and when I saw all I had to see, so technical issues, how he's reacting, and also I'm taking into account the mental part, which is very important to me,
Okay.
because
Nice. Yeah.
sometimes athletes has the ability to push a lot, but they cannot because of their mental, and
Yeah.
this is something very important. So this first block of 3 to 4 weeks allows me to know what's the work I'm gonna have to do with this athlete. Should I work on the mental parts? Should I work on the technical issues? Or maybe the athlete is very advanced, so it's okay on these factors. I don't know. And then I ask him what are his next deadline. So is he preparing for a competition, or maybe a mock meet or something? And
Yep.
then I'm doing a periodization
Yeah.
until that deadline. So I think that, I don't know how you are working, but to me, when you're preparing a competition, the optimal time is like 6 months.
Cool. Yeah.
So it allows me to build for a few blocks and then to pick until the competition,
Yep.
and to solve the technical issues. So I hope when I have an athlete that he's not telling me, okay, I have a competition in like 1 month. That allows
It
me
makes sense.
to, yeah, I
Yeah.
like to take the time to know the athletes, know his level, know how he's working. But also I think that something that's very important is like the relationship you have with your athletes.
Yeah.
Like, to me, he has to trust you and you have to trust him. There
Yes.
shouldn't be any nonsense. I don't know how to say that. Like,
I
you
do
should
get what you
communicate
mean.
a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I think trust is a big thing.
Yeah.
On both sides. And once there's trust, it just makes that relationship better. And I think the athlete, because they trust you and they trust the process,
Yeah.
they'll do things as were planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. And I think it's good that you're you're taking your time with them, because a lot of people forget that the whole strength game is it's a long process.
Yeah.
It's a long road. It's not, you don't just,
It's not a sprint.
No. It's a very long, boring marathon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important to, at the beginning when you're starting coaching with a new athlete,
Yeah.
to teach him this, because sometimes like beginner athletes, they're like, okay, I want to do a competition and I want to do this performance, and they want to do peers right now. But you have to explain them, no, you have to wait, you have to build, you have to fix your technical issues, and sometimes it's hard to understand for them. So that's also what I mean by having a good relationship and trust.
Yes.
Like, they also, I think that you have to get the trust, because they need to tell you when they don't like what you are doing, or they just don't understand what you are programming them.
Yes.
And sometimes it's important, because it's not always fun, streetlifting programs.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's true. Yeah, sometimes you have to do things that you don't enjoy, but you need to do them.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot. Do you work more with online or in person, or is it a bit of both? Your athletes, are they more online athletes? Oh, both. They're both.
Yeah. They are all online, but there are some athletes that I met in my gym, so I see them sometimes. But the coaching is still online.
Yeah, no,
because
that makes
you
sense.
are coaching not online athletes.
I am. Nowadays, I'm probably 95% online, 5% in person. But it's still, they still have to use the same online app. Same thing. Maybe I see them once a week, and then they do the rest of their sessions at their gym.
Yeah, it's just like technical issues sometimes, but main of the coaching is online.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think it's great to be able to coach someone online.
Yeah.
And
100%. I mean, even in a sport like streetlifting, where it's not as popular as other strength sports, it's kind of like, if I couldn't train people online, I don't think I'd have many streetlifting athletes, because there's not many in my city. That, I mean, maybe I can count on one hand how many streetlifting athletes. Yeah.
Are you working in a gym or something like that? Or is it an independent
it's a gym. So the gym's called Winning Strength, but it's I'd say it's more known for strongman and powerlifting and athletic track and field type sports. So yeah, streetlifting's quite, just in my city, streetlifting's very unknown. Maybe London, it's a lot bigger. But I'm outside of London, so it's not as popular.
Same in France. Like, you have big cities like Paris, of course, where you have many streetlifters. But in my city also, there aren't so many. But I see that the more people do streetlifting, like, I have a little groups when we were maybe 4 to 5, same thing. I can count them on my hands to do streetlifting. And now there's like a strict space in my gym.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so now there are many people that are trying to weight themselves with pull-ups and dips. So I feel like people seeing streetlifting are starting streetlifting too. There are more and more people doing streetlifting. And I don't know how it is in UK, but in France, it's developing very fast nowadays.
Yeah, it's definitely developing fast here, not in comparison to France. Like, I think France are, like, out of all the countries across the world, it's definitely one of the most developed countries, from like the level of athlete to the amount of athletes. France is definitely up there, for sure. Yeah. So, do you have Like a mixture of male and female athletes, would you say? Yeah, it's quite a sort of a 50-50 split.
Something like, I would say 60 females and 40 male, and all different levels. Like,
oh wow,
I have a female doing that's preparing for final reps, and I have beginners also, so that's good because that's a wide variety of athletes. And so I have also to adapt to them, because you're not coaching an athlete beginner the same way as an elite athlete. And what do you think is the biggest difference between a beginner to an elite athlete in your way of coaching them?
My way of coaching. I say generally speaking, one of the biggest things is the more elite experienced athletes, they have a much better understanding of, like, say, the systems I use, or just how training works in general, and understand the process. They're very good at being able to regulate effort and understand and be able to adjust if, like, you know what, it's not there today, I'm going to adjust my weights. Whereas beginners, it's kind of like they just go in and just lift, and I'm like, you just maxed out a 10 out of 10 effort, and it's meant to be a 5 to 6 this week. Why are you doing this? But they just don't see that. And maybe technique, it's kind of like, for beginners, I like to just give them one thing, like, let's just fix this, don't worry about anything else, because otherwise it's too much overload and they don't get anywhere. And is it similar for you, would you say? Anything else that you've noticed?
And I feel like if I don't know if you ever had this case, but you started coaching with a beginner, and then the beginner become advanced, and then elite athletes. And I like the way the relationship evolves. Like, at first, it's more the coach that is driving the athlete, and the athlete has just to do what the coach says. And then it's like there is some kind of teamwork happening. And I feel like, as you said, with the elite athletes managing to change the weights, it's like when the athlete become an athlete, it's like a teamwork. Like, you ask him, you ask him, you can trust him, and you know that it's like a teamwork. And I like that. I like you trust him, so you can ask him what to do sometimes, and you don't take the decision on your own. It's like you take him into account. I like that. And I feel like also on an elite athlete, I will be more exigent, more. Is it English, exigent? No, you will be more. What's the name, like? You will have more. I can't find the word. Like.
That's okay. That's okay.
And I don't know what I wanted to say. So there is the mental part that's more important for an elite athlete. Like and I think the biggest difference between a beginner and an elite athlete also is the investment. Like, how he's going to make the changes in his life. Because sometimes an elite athlete is reaching big goals. So I think that if you want to become a champion or anything, you're gonna have to do sacrifices in your life compared 100%. To a beginner. And a beginner, you just have to train, and it's enough. You train, you sleep well, you eat, and that's it. It's enough. And this is the biggest difference.
I like that. I really. So when I have new athletes starting with me, one of the one of the assessments is like a questionnaire, but it's a lifestyle questionnaire.
Yeah.
And it's to look at everything outside of the gym. And I'll look at that, and it's kind of like, what things can we do to improve everything outside of the gym to then have carryover to you performing in the gym? And I think that's a very important thing, especially like you said, as they start moving into that elite realm. Maybe as a beginner, I'm kind of like, it's okay. I'll note it down, but we don't need to worry about it just yet. But once you get to a level where it's like, you're just trying to find an extra 1%, an extra 2% there. Yeah. Those lifestyle factors are what make the difference between the best and the elite.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really agree with that.
Interesting what you say, that you make an assessment. That's what I do, but like in a phone call. Sometimes I call my athletes to ask them and kind of make this call to know where they're at in the external factors.
Yeah.
But also sometimes I see beginner athletes trying to optimize everything and to make all the changes in their external life. Yeah. And sometimes I tell them, okay, it's maybe a little too soon to do that. Sometimes you don't need to do as much, because I feel like if you're starting a new discipline and you're like a beginner and you're already training as an elite athlete, what are you gonna do when you will become an elite athlete? You won't have anything to improve anymore.
No, that's it. No, I like that.
Just enjoy being a beginner at first.
Yeah. It also reminds me of something else about like so, and I get it. Like as you get new into the sport, you want to improve everything. You're like, oh, I need to do this.
Yeah.
I need to do that.
You become obsessed.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, sometimes it's in the early stages, I'm like, you're not at that level yet. What you need to do is just train, just get an understanding of what we're doing and just train. And then as time goes on and they become more experienced as an athlete, and like you said, with the whole trust thing, later on down the line, at that point, that's when I might be like, so what do you think? How what have you noticed? Is there anything you feel you need to work on? And then I have the trust of that athlete as time goes on, of like, you know what, I want to hear their opinion. But I think early on, it's kind of like, if you're a new athlete, you've come to a coach to learn. So you don't need to worry about asking, should we do this? Should we do this? Oh, I saw someone on Instagram doing this. Maybe we should start doing this. I'm like, no.
I agree.
Not yet. Don't worry. You just train. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, many athletes, they want to do their best, but that's just too much at the stage they are.
Yeah. But yeah, it's easily done. We all want to be our best version, like now.
Yeah. And fast.
And fast. Yeah.
But sometimes it's just too soon.
Yeah. No, that's it.
And I noticed, because of this, I guess this is because of this thing of wanting to evolve very fast. I feel like in France, in the person I'm following on Instagram, like especially females, but males too.
Yeah.
I feel like the streetlifting is developing very fast in France. So many new streetlifter pop-ups every day.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very common that an athlete begins and wants to evolve very fast, so invest a lot, make a lot of sacrifices in their life, but too fast. And then after 1 year or 2 years, they just stop streetlifting because it's too much, because they made too many sacrifices too early, and so they are making like a burnout or something like this.
Yeah.
And I saw so many athletes this year like really a lot on Instagram saying, okay, I'm gonna stop streetlifting because I did a burnout.
Oh
And
wow.
I think this is because when they started, they saw the elite athletes and they wanted to train as the elite athletes,
Yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
big mistake for people
100%.
beginning and even advanced athletes. You don't have to train like an elite athlete.
No. It's funny you say that. So I put a post yesterday, which was the actual topic was basically not copying your favorite street lifter. So your favorite street lifter, they're really strong,
Exactly.
but I was talking about technique. So like looking at like, oh, look at their technique for this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, you know, you don't want to be copying what they're doing, because you don't, there's a lot of things you wouldn't know what's happened behind the scenes to why they're doing like that. And why they're doing it like that might not even be the most efficient way to do it. So it's kind of like figure out why they're doing it and then see if it applies to you. But it's the same for anything. It's kind of like looking at what the elite athletes do doesn't necessarily mean you need to do that all right now. It's like what about everything that took them to get to that point? You're missing that part.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, just take your time. Just take your time. And but yeah, it happens a lot, I think. And that's the problem. That's maybe one of the downfalls of social media. We see an elite athlete doing something, and it's like, if they're doing it, maybe I must do it. I have to do that as well. And it's like, maybe not. On the topic of burnout, is that anything you've ever experienced with yourself or maybe your athletes?
Yeah, I'm talking about this because that's what happened to me, I guess. Like as I said earlier, like the fact that I practiced gymnastics made me a strong athlete at my beginning. It's like I've never been a beginner. It's maybe weird to say that, but that's kind of true. Like when I started streetlifting, my first competition after 3 months of streetlifting was already a national level.
Wow. Okay.
I know this is not common. Like
no, especially in like France, national level is a high level as well. Yeah.
So something happened that shouldn't have happened is it's like I've never been a beginner, and like my second competition was the nationals after not even 1 year of streetlifting. So it's like I didn't have the time to have my mental process. I think it's important for an athlete to consider that you're a beginner, then you are evolving and you become an advanced athlete, then you get to nationals and then to the worlds. And the thing is, it went so fast, and in 2 years only of streetlifting, I was qualified for the worlds.
Oh, no way.
And
okay.
Yeah, so I had to go from a beginner to an international athlete in like 2 years, and I couldn't manage that. I've never been I've never had a mental prep, which was, I guess, a mistake, but I didn't know because it was so fast. And then I don't know, my coach was training me as an elite athlete, which is logical. But I feel like now, when I'm thinking about it, that I should maybe have taken more the time when I was a beginner to train, as I said earlier, to train like a beginner, just not to sacrifice everything and not to train as an elite athlete like the 3 first months. Because what I did was this. I started streetlifting. I was training 5 times a week, and I didn't skip any training, and I was sacrificing everything in my life with my friends. I was checking that I was getting my hours of sleep. I was eating very clean. I did too many sacrifices too early, like after 1 year of streetlifting. So when I got qualified to the worlds, I think I was not ready mentally to. I didn't do the mental process of, okay, now I can do the words it's like in my head I was stuck at the nationals or maybe a little early. So that was a big mistake. And this led me to the burnout because I sacrificed too much too early. And
Okay.
that was too much. I couldn't manage that. So yeah, I didn't want to go to Words. It was too early for me. I injured myself. That was too much. So I decided to just not to do them. That was a hard decision, but I knew that was the right one.
Yeah. What year was this? It's last year. Last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's what the first thing that come to my mind was like examples from other sports. So like if we take combat sports, just because I have a background in combat sports, it always comes to my head first. But you say if we take something like boxing, there'll be this traditional pathway of lots of amateur fights, and then they turn professional. But then they'll be like, you start low level professional fights, and then they'll slowly build up until maybe they get to a championship, world, national, and then maybe world. And I guess part of that reason, because some people look at it and they'll be like, why are they giving them easy fights? They're good enough to go higher, but they're doing it because there's the mental aspect of dealing with these fights that get bigger and bigger and bigger, and just I guess experience of being in those environments, and obviously, so for you, it's you were good enough to go right to the top, so that big gap has been missed. But it's more mentally.
Something.
Yeah. Like physically, exactly. you were probably fine. You could have performed amazing, but it's the mental aspect that would have maybe held you back. Yeah. And then that's had a effect on your physical by being burnt out and stuff.
Of course.
So yeah, I think that is definitely a top tip for people getting into streetlifting right now. You don't need to rush the process. You do not, no, even if you feel you're good enough or you are good enough, if the experience isn't there, take your time.
Yeah. And I still see athletes in France, because I feel like right now in streetlifting, especially when you're female, because I feel like we have a delay on the male.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's easier for a female today to do the nationals and to do the internationals compared to a male. But this is not going to be true, I think, in a few years. But right now, in France, if you did, I don't know, powerlifting or other sports in your sport background, I feel like you're more likely to reach the top level, the elite athletes level. So many athletes in France are in the same case as me. Like they're doing their first competition and then they can go to nationals and internationals.
Because they can reach that level quite quickly, you mean?
Yeah. So sometimes I'm like, okay, be careful, don't make the same mistakes as me. And this is something you cannot understand when you didn't experience it. Like maybe 1 year ago, if an athlete told me this, I would have been like, no, I'm strong enough. It's okay. But no, you need to experience the thing to understand. Like you really need to go through the process of being a beginner, being an advanced athlete. And when you compare to other sports, even powerlifting or anything like boxing or anything, it's not possible to go into a new sport and in 1 year to be at nationals and to be an elite athlete. It's not possible. Like tomorrow, if I'm doing football, if I want to be an elite athlete, I'm not even sure that I will be one day. And to be an elite athlete, I will have to wait maybe 4 to 10 years. And this in streetlifting shouldn't be possible to be an elite athlete in like 1 year. And I think that's a big problem.
Yeah.
When you're not mature enough.
Mature. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And the thing is, it doesn't. Because I understand, like, if you've done something, you've competed, and now it's like, oh, I'm ready. I'm actually got a total to compete at nationals or even like an international competition. I get that it's a great feeling to be like, I'm on nationals or I'm going to worlds, but a total is a total. So it's kind of like you can do that same total at a regional level, but get experience without the high pressure of like a massive competition. And it's like, you could still do that total. People are still going to be like, wow, look what they just achieved. But it's difficult because I guess the more prestige competitions, that's where everyone wants to be. But you can do the same thing at a lower level comp, and then when it's time, then step up.
Yeah, totally. And there's really this thing in France, maybe in other countries too, that if you get to the total to go to nationals and final rep and anything, you have to go there. But no,
you don't. No,
not necessarily. You don't have to. It's not because you have the total that you are prepared mentally for it, and that's the biggest part. Because I really think that not going to final rep was the best decision. I think that if I went there, I don't know what would have happened, but I could have stopped streetlifting, I think. That would have been too much.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think.
Another thing actually with that is, and I've seen this a few times with people, so very strong athlete.
Yeah.
But not much experience competing in other sports, strength sports and stuff. So they're a newbie, but they're just crazy strong.
Yeah.
And have got to that top level very quickly. So maybe it's a Worlds or whatever, or Euros, and then crumbled when they've gone there. But crumbled because of things like rules. So at some comps, maybe the judging isn't as strict, so you can get away with stuff a little bit more. And then as you step up the levels to higher comps, suddenly it's way stricter. Yeah. And they haven't had that exposure and experience of that much more stricter. So they're like, why am I failing every single rep? So it's little things like that where if you just take your time and slowly step up the levels, I think it will make that side of it easier. Because there's nothing worse than going to the highest level comp and then get no reps. Yeah,
it's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, totally.
So I want to get into some programming, periodization stuff, which I think could be cool. So what I'd like to get into first is, I mean, do you have, because I'm not sure of how your approach works. Do you have like any specific systems in place for your programming? Is just a little, I guess, intro to how your programming works for streetlifting.
Okay, so as I said, I don't have a system like that I apply to everyone, but the mechanics and maybe the system is quite the same. So I like to adapt to the athletes I have in front of me. So if I'm preparing an athlete for a competition, I will follow a kind of process to lead him and to get him a peak so that he hits the peak of strength at the competition. So I'll just go, maybe if we're talking about 6 months before the competition, for like 3 months I will be in a high volume and more technical issues solving programming. So there will be more volume on the muscle ups, the pull ups, the dips, the squats, and then it's like the volume is going to reduce and the intensity is going to increase until I get to the competition.
Okay.
And I like when I have a 6 months periods before competition, I like to create a first peak of strength, but not as high as the one I want to pick for the just before the competition.
I get you. Yeah.
I like to do this kind of process where there is a first phase of building. I don't know if
that makes sense. Yeah.
Building and with a high volume, and I'm going to work on the more technical issues, and then little by little, I'm trying to get this new technical solving problem to the higher weights. And I'm going to increase the intensity and reduce a little the volume. And actually, that's how I'm managing the programming. I don't know if I answered the question.
No. It's perfect. So my understanding from what you're now saying is if we were working with, say, for you, a nice 6 month time frame. How my head processes that is you kind of undulate them in terms of high volume here, maybe a bit more technique. And then as you get to a certain point, maybe it's halfway through, now it's switching, the intensity is going up. So you're kind of peaking them a bit. And then I'd assume you drop them back down. Volume again, but peak high. Not as much as the first time. And then we peak, but a bit higher. Ready for comp. So,
into 6 months.
Perfect.
A classic athlete competing, let's say. But if I have an athlete with no deadline and maybe more beginner, I love to always, even though they don't like it, I always have a kind of in the background high volume and building process. Just like maybe if I have a beginner, I think for maybe 1 year, he will always need volume and building background. Maybe there will be 1 or 2 top sets in the week to pick a little. But I think that a beginner always needs high volume in the background. Like, I don't know if you get what I mean.
No, I do. So the first thing that comes to my mind is one thing I've noticed in streetlifting is a lot of athletes who have like just crazy upper body numbers, like crazy. If you look back at their background, a lot of the time they come from like that sets and reps calisthenics, where they've just done so much volume. Just nothing crazy heavy, but just so much. And it always seems to be that one thing they have in common. So it's like they've just created so much volume and a base of strength early on, which is then obviously given them a potential to peak really high, which essentially is what you're saying. So you're making sure that that base level of strength, using volume is just get that good, and then we'll be able to peak you even higher.
Exactly.
Really good.
Because I feel like if you have an athlete and you're trying, like if I'm starting coaching with a new athlete, and that maybe on the second month I'm already trying to pick him. Where do I pick him if he doesn't have the bases? Like,
exactly,
you need to build. If you want to go higher, you need to start lower. But not only, I'm not talking about on the top set. I'm talking about more deeply. Like, I feel like it's clear in my head. I don't know if I'm clear, but
Honestly,
like,
you are very, to me, you're very clear. Very clear. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to, it's like a house. If you want to build a house, you need to get the foundation.
Foundation. Yeah. That's it.
So that's the same. So
Yeah.
I feel like when you have a new athlete, you have to make sure that he has his foundation. And that's why the sports background is very important to me.
Yeah.
Like, that should be a big factor to take it into account, because if you have an athlete starting streetlifting but that has done like 4 years of set and reps, as you said, you know that this athlete has his foundation, his foundations, and you can pick him maybe earlier than an athlete that has never done any sports before. So you can be sure that if you're a beginner and you've never done pull-ups and dips, you're gonna have for 1 year minimum, I think, do body weights pull-ups and dips pull-ups. You can start weighting yourself, but you're gonna always have to have high volume on the pull-ups, the dips, because your body needs to understand the pattern of the movement, I think.
Yeah.
And
no,
that's
I like
very
that.
important.
I really like your approach. To be honest, it kind of, it ties up exactly with my sort of same approach. I'll refer. So this is from what you just said. Then is like, this is how I'll explain it to people, and I'll go, look, let's imagine a strength pyramid. So this is the pyramid. That's the pyramid of strength. The base of the pyramid at the bottom. So the base is at the bottom, right? The wider we can make that base, get it as wide as we can, the higher that pyramid will peak. If it's only this wide, it's only going to peak here. If it's this wide, it's going to peak all the way up here.
It's exactly this. Yeah.
And that base of the pyramid is the higher rep ranges. So not the top of the pyramid, that's your 1RM. The bottom, that could be your 8, 10, 12, 15, whatever, 6. It could be all those RMs. And it's, if you improve your 10 RM, that will feed your 8. If you improve your 8, that will feed the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, 6. So you will always limit your potential of 1RM if you don't improve that base or foundation, as you said. So what you're doing, I think, is like, it's like the perfect approach to strength for streetlifting. Perfect.
Yeah, I think
in my opinion, perfect.
I think too, because people, athletes, especially beginners, when they see the sport, like the strength sports, you might think that the heavier I weight, the better I will be, which is not true. That's weird, because I feel like in the strength sports, the more time you should spend is not on the maximal strength, but more on the foundation, as you said, like the base of the pyramid.
Yeah.
And that can be hard to understand, I guess, when you're a beginner, but you get to understand it when you get more and more experienced.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And that's what you said when you talked about your elite athletes that were understanding more the process.
Yeah. They start to understand that more.
Yeah.
And realize, all this. I don't like to use the word lighter work, because it's not really lighter, but improving the, all those high rep ranges and stuff, and building volume and stuff. That really is where the key is, because without it, where are you going? Like, you're not going to peak too much. So I think once you have an understanding of that, then you put more effort into, I guess, off season and getting stronger there, ready to peak. But I think it's something probably that just comes with time, patience, experience. If you can mentally train long enough to learn all those things, that's where it's like, okay, this person that is going to have way more potential, because they've stuck around long enough to learn all these small details that are important.
And also, above the fact that when you're training high volume, you're going to peak more. There are also all the technical issues thing. Like, to me, you cannot improve your technique on higher intensity.
100%.
You need to learn the new technique and to change your technical pattern on lower levels, lower intensity, and higher volume, because you're gonna be able to repeat the technique. And maybe that can be a point for maybe athletes who don't like high volume. Instead of focusing on the weight, they can maybe focus on the technical improvements.
Yeah.
And mentally, it's that's what I notice on my athletes. That's what I tell them. Don't focus on the weight. I know it's easy. I know you managed it, that weight, but focus on the technique and focus on the technique improvements.
Yeah.
Because I know when you're an athlete and you're training, you like and you need to see that you're improving, that you're progressing. And sometimes I think it can be hard when you don't see your weights improving, not really improving, but you're always on low weights. And when you're a beginner, you might not understand this. So I tell them, okay, so focus on the technique and try to notice your progress on the technique. And I think this helps the athletes to better understand why they are doing this, why they don't have a high intensity every time. And it's like an opportunity for them to higher volume.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's cool. It's sort of redirect their focus on something else.
Yeah. That's it.
So one of the systems that I use in my program is called the conjugate system. It was popularized originally in like weightlifting and powerlifting, but I've just adapted it to streetlifting. But when running a conjugate block, and for a training week, you'll have like neural sessions, which is just heavy sessions. They're the ones where you push your main lifts.
Yeah.
And then you have speed sessions. And the speed sessions, it will be for your main lift. So whatever, pull up, dip and stuff. The objective is to move the load rapid, like very quick, to improve your speed qualities. So there's that aspect. And that aspect has a massive carryover to maximal strength. The problem is, especially with, say, someone newish or beginner, that concept wouldn't make sense. They'd be like, okay, I don't see how me moving this lightweight faster is going to help me move a massive load. But the other thing that I find that's very beneficial with it, which is what you've just said, is that I'll also say to them, this is your opportunity to get more exposure to this lift in the week to improve your technique. Because if the weight is only 30% of your 1RM or 40%, whatever it may be, it means it's light enough for you to improve technique. Yeah. And like you said, because on the heavy sessions, it's unlikely you're going to improve your technique. Your main objective is, I need to pull this and hope I get there. That's all it's about. You'll do your best with technique, but you're not going to improve it. And that's what those speed sessions are for. It's like you're getting more weekly exposure at lower intensities, but an opportunity to improve technique and obviously improve speed, get quicker. So it's the same approach as what you said. So I like that you're getting them to focus on the technique aspect, especially when they might just be like, oh, this is rubbish because it's light. It's not very heavy. I want to lift heavy all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But I kind of have the same approach. Just I didn't get a name, or I didn't know this was a system, but I use kind of the same approach. Like they have one training where the goal of the training is just to pull or to push heavy, depending on where they are in the blocks.
Yeah.
And what I tell them is that they need a second session, like a secondary session,
Yep.
where maybe the weight is lighter, but they can focus on the technique.
Yeah,
And this is
perfect.
because they are exposed to high volume and low intensity, that they can focus on the technique.
Yep.
And I always tell them, like, your goal on this session is to make this new technical change automatic, so that when you are training at the heavy session or the primary session, you don't have to think about it, and your
Yeah.
body
Yeah.
knows how to do it, and
Exactly.
it's like automatic.
Yeah.
But how do you want to do this when all of your training are too heavy and you cannot focus on your technique?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then they get to understand this, and they are starting to like the lighter session. But
Yeah.
you need to understand this before get to training, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah, your the approach, the methodology that you're using, it seems really good. What I have found, because obviously I'm not originally from a streetlifting background, I've kind of come into it and then taken what I know from other strength sports and adapted and applied it with these systems. But what I am starting to notice when I speak to a lot of other coaches is that, like yourself, the system that it seems that you have is like perfect. It's just maybe we're using different terminology of how we're explaining things, but essentially what you're explaining to me, like I would look at it, I'm like, that's conjugate system. It's just that the conjugate system that I've used, because of where it came from originally, it got this kind of like aura of like, it's all about maxing out 1RMs, because when you see it on YouTube, that's what it looks like. But then when you delve into it, you're like, oh no, they did heavy stuff, and then they had these speed sessions to improve technique. And it's no different. You're just applying it to streetlifting. So that's cool. I like that a lot. I really, a little bit off topic, but I really want to know, because I know that you have quite a lot of female athletes. So I would like to know the mind of Lise and approaching the ring muscle up. In terms of, I guess the first thing is, what is your typical weekly frequency of the ring muscle up that you give to your athletes, and whether that changes based on their level? So yeah, that's the first thing I'd like to find out.
Okay. So I guess the general frequency is 2 per week. I feel like that's the best one for everyone. But sometimes I like to put 1.
Okay.
Sometimes 3. It happens sometimes 3, but I think that 3 is a high frequency. So when I have a frequency of 3, the 3 sessions are not specific muscle ups. Like, they are not only muscle ups. It can be only high pull ups, like just high pull ups or ring dips. It's maybe a session with rings, but not really muscle ups, because I feel like 3 muscle ups per week, it's a lot for the elbows and the injuries. I think it's a lot, and especially 3 muscle ups, I think is a good thing for the low category, like minus 52, 57 maybe. But I feel like when you go to the highest category, like 70 kilograms and more, I feel like you need to adapt the ring muscle ups. But I don't know what's your opinion on this, but I feel like that's the same when you're a male. Like,
I'd agree.
Like, the more your body weight is, the less you can train muscle ups, because it's more at risk for two injuries. So I would say 2 per week. Sometimes 1. Like, I have an athlete that has little injuries at the elbows, so we went from 2 to 1 a week, and that works pretty well. So I do 1 muscle ups and 1 high pull ups.
Cool. So would that be on the ring still? Would you make?
On the rings,
yeah.
To get the pattern, or maybe just some eccentric muscle ups, but not or maybe no dips muscle up. I like this one too.
Yeah. I like those.
Because you still get the transition, but without the dips.
Yeah.
So I have this. And then I feel like the common mistakes on muscle ups, I don't know if you noticed this, is for the beginners, as usual. Like, often, beginner female, when they learn their muscle ups and they get their first muscle up, they forget, to me, the most important part, the assistance for elbows. Because when you start muscle ups, I feel like that's a specific movement that's very traumatizing for the elbows, the shoulders, even the wrists.
Yeah.
So you really need, before learning it, to put the right assistance in the program to prevent the injuries. And this is something that athletes and coaches sometimes often forget, and they are waiting for their athletes to be injured to put them in the program.
Yeah.
So
no, I get it.
that's something I noticed. So now when I have an athlete that's learning the ring muscle ups, I put them the assistance, because I know that if I don't, in maybe 1 or 2 months, they will get injured.
Yeah. No, that's it. I mean, yeah, like prevent it before it happens, right? Don't wait until something breaks.
Yeah.
What, out of interest, what would be on the top of your list of assistance movements to help with these, I guess, joint issues that could happen?
Yeah. So all the, I would say all the assistance, I don't know, how do you call this?
Forearm.
The forearm.
Yeah, forearm. Yeah.
All the flexion and extension movements.
Yeah.
And to be specific, I like to get a flexion at the elbow, flexion on the whistle, and this rotation, like all the exercises like that.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it can be maybe with a band, elastic band that you will put
on like a bar or
and you take them and you do these movements.
Okay, cool.
All the movements that are specific to the muscle up, I would say, and it depends on the athletes. Sometimes also the ring muscle up is a movement that requires a lot of mobility. So sometimes I notice that, when you have the athlete that is doing his transition, it's gonna be limited at the shoulder. So sometimes if I see this kind of muscle up and I see that the elbow cannot go here, I will put some extension mobility exercises.
Some shoulder extension,
Yeah, so it can be maybe just very deep dips. Just stay in this position. Or maybe I like for the mobility and strength and assistance, I like the principle of pace and raise.
Ah, okay,
And,
I know this,
you know?
I know pals and rails,
and
is it FRC? I think FRC or something it's called. I forget the guy. Because he trains a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters and for mobility and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like pace and raise is like the best way, the best method for mobility and strength.
Yeah.
So I'm taking just a movement, a pattern, so maybe flexion of the elbow, and then I use this pace and raise method. So the principle is simple for those who don't know. It's like I will take an example. For example, for the flexion or the extension, you will push in this towards the floor for like 5 seconds, and then you will do the contrary for 5 seconds too. And I feel like this is increasing a lot the mobility, the strength, etc. So I use this a lot in my assistance for ring muscle ups.
I like that. It's the cool thing about that is, and it's my same approach to just mobility in general, but it's all good improving the range, but you also need to strengthen in that end range. So essentially that's what you're kind of talking about, which is the how to keep the mobility or the new mobility. So it's cool. I like that.
Yeah. And that's the most important to me in the ring muscle ups. Because that's really the specificity of this movement is nobody works on rings. Nobody ends up in this position. So yeah, I think that's the biggest part when you learn a ring muscle up.
Yeah.
Is all the mobility process, and yeah, that's the most important, I think.
Yeah. No, I like it. If it was like a complete beginner, I'd assume you'd work on all that stuff, like you said, like the assistant stuff, and then is the approach to kind of like break down the individual parts of the muscle up before, like how soon would you get them to start actually training the movement if like they literally can't do one?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, when an athlete wants to learn muscle up, I don't program them ring muscle ups right away. Yeah, I start by increasing the mobility, improving the mobility.
Nice.
And then I start by accessories like ring pull-ups.
Cool. Yeah.
Dips, ring dips. For it's like testing for them, because, for example, I program ring dips. I can see if they're able to do ring dips with body weight, because sometimes it's not the case. So why would they learn ring muscle ups if they don't know how to do a ring dips with their body weight first? You need to get the bases.
Yep.
So I do this, and I can see already on a ring dips, for example, if they get this range of motion, and if they don't, I will add in the program mobility exercises to improve the mobility. So I will do this step by step. I'll check this also with the force grip. Like sometimes athletes don't have the mobility to just hold their body weight in force grip, so they're gonna have to do some exercises to have more range of motion and to have the strength to hold this position. So this is important too. And then when I see that they're able to hold the force grip, they can go deep enough on the dips, they will pull high enough on the ring pull-up, I will start to implant some specific exercises, but not yet a ring muscle up. That can be just an eccentric muscle up, or just the transition phase, because they have to learn also the technique of the transition. So maybe the feet on the floor, and they will just have to do the transition just to understand the pattern. And then once all these things are okay, then I will implant the ring muscle up.
Okay.
This is the process. Sometimes some athletes, after just one block, they will be ready for the ring muscle ups. Sometimes it will take a year.
Yeah.
It happened already.
Yeah.
And I will just adapt to the athletes.
Yeah, nice. I like that. It's a good structure to build them into it. So with still on the topic of ring muscle up, in terms of rep ranges, is there kind of like a range that you kind of stick with him? Obviously it depends on where you are in a block, but is there a range you kind of tend to stay around?
Yeah, so it depends on the athlete's background still. So if the athlete is just starting to learn the muscle ups, I won't go above 2 or 3 reps, because I feel like above it's too much stress for the elbows, and my goal first is to increase the volume. That's my goal at
Okay.
first, so that the athletes can manage to do more and more reps in a single session with maybe bends, resistance bands at first. So I prefer to increase the volume, maybe with more sets than with more reps.
Yeah.
So I would prefer maybe an EMOM, like maybe a 7 minutes EMOM with 7 reps.
Yeah.
Rather than 3 sets of 3 reps.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I think it's better, and it's more, I don't know, it's more, it's better for the ring muscle ups. But if you have an athlete that has been practicing ring muscle ups for like 3-4 years, I think right now you can put them like 3, 4, 5 reps. But I feel like above 5 reps, it's a lot for ring muscles. I don't know, what do you think? If you agree or not?
I'm similar. As in, it depends on the athlete, but let's just take someone who could handle it. I don't really go over 6 reps, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Maybe if we did like we've just had a competition, I'm like, take a week off. When you come back, we'll do a 2-week little mini block of something different. Maybe I'll be like, you're going to just AMRAP.
I agree.
Or some, but not only for 2 weeks, and like, and once a week, that's it.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
Yeah, generally speaking, I try to keep it no more than 6. And then for some people, like I have some athletes maybe who even 2 reps body weight is max effort for them.
Yeah.
So in that situation, for me, it's exactly what you just said, really. I want them to get volume. So, okay, we're doing singles, but we're going to do a lot of sets.
Yeah.
Singles. Yeah. To get the volume in.
Rests.
Yeah.
Less rest time.
Yeah. Would I like them to get to a point where they could maybe do 4, 5 reps body weight, 6 reps? Yeah. That would be the goal, like long term.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
long
the
term.
goal, but
you're
not going to force them. You're not going to go from 1 reps to 6 reps.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I totally agree.
Saying that, so I've got a piece of kit at the gym, which is actually really cool. And it does allow you to get away with more reps without obviously it smashing their elbows. And it's like a ring harness. You've probably seen it, a ring harness. You put the harness around your waist, and then there's 2 bits of rope that come up, and then it hooks up to the roof.
Okay.
And then on the ends you hang like anchors, and you put plates. So I could put 10 kilos, and then that basically removes 10 kilo of my body weight to do the muscle ups.
Okay.
I could put 20 kilos.
Technology.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
That's been like a big game changer for me, especially more so for beginners, where they're not strong enough to do a muscle up, but I can obviously put this on to counter their weight, and they can just get an understanding of the movement. And the cool thing is because it's weight that you're adding, the assistance helps. It's the same assistance all the way through the rep. Whereas, like a band, it helps really a lot here, but then when you get here, it doesn't help as much. So that was a cool investment. Yeah, really cool.
That's a good point, because I feel like when you're beginning to learn muscle ups, ring muscle ups, it's so hard to put the resistance band, even with resistance. I feel like every athlete struggle. That's horrible. So this kind of new technologies, I think, are great. For learning the muscle ups.
I love it. Like I remember one athlete, we had to use it all the time, and eventually she got her first body weight muscle up. I think the most she's done now is 7.5 kilos, but the goal was even when she could do maybe a 5 kilo muscle up, that we had to warm up with that bit of kit still. And then I was like, the goal for us is to eventually not need this to warm up. Because I was like, we can't take this to competition, and like start setting it up.
Totally.
Yeah. So now, and now it's great to see that now, you know, she can just do some hangs, do a few pull-ups, do some high pulls, do a few dips, and then boom, body weight. And it's just nice to have seen that progression of her needing the assistance to warm up, to now she doesn't need it. But yeah, I love that bit of kit. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
That's great.
Is there much difference for you? Obviously there's a technical difference, but in terms of just how you program the bar muscle up versus the ring muscle up, or is it quite a similar approach in terms of like the frequency, rep ranges you're giving people, stuff like that?
I think it's quite similar, and I feel like you still have this thing of the higher your body weight is, and the lower volume you can do. So this thing is quite similar. Bar muscle up is also a traumatizing movement, so you cannot have a high frequency. So I would recommend 2 per week maybe. I think you can maybe easily reach 3 per week compared to ring muscle ups, maybe. But it depends. Still, it depends. And I would say maybe the biggest difference is when you're learning it, it's easier, to learn it with bands compared to ring muscle ups. There are maybe less, you need maybe a little bit less of mobility for the bar muscle ups. You need still mobility. But maybe it's easier, I would say, when you are learning it. I think these are the differences, but I think it's quite similar. You still have the pull, the transition, the dips. So you can still have these specific accessories like high pull-ups, chest pull-ups. And you still have the technique that takes a big part in the movements. So I would say it's quite similar. And same on the rep ranges. You cannot reach maybe more than 5 to 6 reps. You can if you're an endurance athlete.
Bit different there.
But I don't think it's very it's very pertinent. I don't know if this word
no, that makes sense. No, I'd
So,
agree.
Kind of the same.
Do you have a personal preference for yourself in terms of bar muscle up, ring muscle ups? Which one you prefer?
I would say ring muscle ups because that's the one I do in competitions. But
do you train bar
I like
much?
bar muscle ups too. What?
Do you train them much yourself?
The ring muscle ups?
Bar muscle up. Do you train them much? Do you do them much?
Sometimes. Like, they're not in my program, but sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do bar muscle ups. I do a few bar muscle ups. That's it. But no, I don't train them that much because I feel like training ring muscle ups and bar muscle ups is a little complicated. I feel like you have to make a choice. Like, you cannot perform in both muscle ups. So maybe you can, if you want to train both, I think it's either you do maybe 3 months on focusing on the rings and then 3 months focusing on the bar, or maybe you put the focus on one and you put the other one, like maybe you do it once a week or twice, but really not focusing on it. But it's hard to perform on both and work like with a frequency of 2 per week. I don't know. What about you?
Frequency wise, I like 2, if I'm honest. I tend to have like one.
Bar rings.
This would be for both, really. I'll tend to have
2 bar and 2 rings.
Oh, sorry. Oh, for me. Oh no, I only me personally. I haven't done a muscle up since 2024, but
okay.
So I don't even know if I can still do one. But I only trained bar. years before that, when I was doing more statics and more traditional calisthenics, I did rings a lot. Like I loved the rings, like muscle ups, the cross and stuff. I could just about straddle planche on the rings just for like 2 seconds. And I used to love the rings then. And then once I moved into street lifting, I stopped rings completely.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I use them at all personally. But yeah, if I'm training someone, I'm kind of like, generally speaking, which one are you doing in comp? Okay, well then that's the one. That's the one we're training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you manage an athlete asking you, okay, I want to perform on ring muscle ups and bar muscle ups. I can make a choice. How do you manage this?
As in they can do both, but how do we choose which one to use? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. How do you manage in the program, like, because there are maybe also interferences?
Yeah. I mean, the way I'd probably approach it is if they're adamant that they want to train both, I'd say, cool, we'll train both. And then as soon as we have a comp coming up, once we get to, let's say, I'd like to have at least 8 weeks. At that point, one goes, one stays. Like we pick one, and then all focus is on that one.
Yeah.
That's probably how to approach it. Like I do like variation in everything. Like I like a lot of different variations of lifts, main lifts. So I'd have no problem with that variation being bar muscle up and ring muscle up. But then once it's like, right, we're now in our final main block to peak for comp, then everything needs to be specific now. So that needs to go. Yeah, that's probably how I'd approach it. So it's completely off topic, but I wanted to speak about assistance work, accessories. Do you use a lot of this in your training for your athletes?
Yes, but I feel like talking with other coaches, my assistance exercises are often different from other coaches. Like, to me, when I compare, for example, to powerlifting or other strength sports, their accessories exercises often are like traditional weightlifting, like chest press, I don't know, assistance.
Yeah.
But what I like to put in my assistance for my athletes are more specific street assistance. Like my favorite assistance exercise is ring push-ups.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I don't know if you see, but you
I do. Yeah.
You elevate your feet, foot, and your feet are at the same level than your rings, and then you do push-ups.
Yeah.
And you can weight. You can add weight with the belt, and I love this assistance. I think it's incredible for stability. There's a big range of motion. You can add a lot of weights, and I really like to put this kind of assistance. I prefer this to maybe a chest press or I don't know another assisted exercises. This is my vision.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think there's a big stability aspect on that as well.
Yeah,
with the rings.
But this is an example.
Yeah. Would you say you tend not to go down the route of the more, what would you even call it, like traditional gym assistance movements?
That's it.
Yeah.
If I can, I can find an assistance that's more specific for street, I will prefer to choose this one.
Yeah.
But still, I still have traditional gym exercises sometimes because that's important, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the base of the exercises. But if I have to choose, I prefer to choose these kind of exercises.
Okay.
That are maybe more tricky.
Yeah.
For beginners, but I feel like they are more fun, and I noticed that my athletes prefer to do them.
Okay.
And it's like another street exercises for those who really like street lifting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love to do this.
I like it, and I mean, it's what it works for you in terms of the athletes progressing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. If it's working, then why change it?
If I see that the athletes doesn't like it, I change.
Okay.
I feel like assistants, you can put different assistants, and it's maybe less important than the principal exercises, I feel.
Yeah. No, I get you.
And what are your assistant exercises, your favorite?
My assistant exercises, I use a lot.
For street lifting?
Yeah, a lot for street lifting. So I have what's called main predictor lifts, and these are movements that have some form of good transfer over to the comp lift. So
like bench.
For instance, it could be something like that. Yeah. Then underneath that, I'll have like probably next is like the remedial lifts. So this is like could be external rotation, for example. It could be all the other shoulder stabilizers. So it could be the lower traps. It could be scapular retraction. So all these, I'll have ratios for these movements. So for example, if it's external rotation, there's a percentage that I have that movement needs to get to for 8 reps per side based on what their dip is or what they want to get their dip to.
Okay.
So if they're like, I want a 100 kilo dip, I'm like, well, this needs to get to 10 kilos, for example, for 8 reps.
Okay.
Once you get that, then your shoulder can handle the load in terms of like the prime movers can handle it, but can the small stabilizers, can they handle it?
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'll have ratios for all these different remedial lifts. So a lot of my accessory work is for that. It's for like all the smaller supporting muscles, and we're trying to get them we're trying to increase the strength as the big prime movers increase. And then things like, I don't know, if we were talking about squat, it might be like, so for instance, back squat is obviously the comp squat, but then I'll look at their front squat.
Yeah.
And the goal would be your front squat needs to be, what does it need to be? I think 85% of your back squat 1RM.
Okay. So you're using your ratios.
Yeah, to give it to have good balance, but it's not like I'm not like chasing it obsessively.
Yeah.
It's like the closer we can get it, the better.
Yeah.
Things like that. Or stuff like that really. And then the only other assistant stuff would be, I don't know, it could be kind of what you said, forearm stuff. Maybe if they do chin-ups and they don't have very good supination, so they can't really turn their hand far. So we need to improve range and then strengthen the end range. So it'll be stuff like that. Yeah. I think that'll be my main ones. Yeah.
How did you get your ratios?
Oh.
With experience?
So the original ratios came from... okay, right, hold on. So my mentor is a guy called Tom Hibbert.
Okay.
That's my mentor. And then his mentor is a guy called Charles Poliquin. Charles, I don't know if you know Charles Poliquin, but so that was his mentor. I mean, I coached under him as well. So I was fortunate enough to train with Charles as well. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. So we learned everything directly from him.
Okay.
And the ratios came from him. However, his ratios weren't for street lifting.
So you had to adapt.
Yeah, so we've taken them, and then Tom, over years and years of just collating data from athletes, adjusted them for strongman and powerlifting. And then I've collated data and then adjusted them for street lifting.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and it just kind of helps, just kind of gives you a bit of a roadmap of just making sure we can do the best we can.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think it's helpful.
It's not perfect, but it's like a tool, and just using it is better than not using it. Yeah. As long as you're not sticking to it.
That's the problem. Yeah, some people get too caught up, and I'm like, no, it's just use it as a goal.
It's just a tool. Yeah, it's just a tool you're using, but you shouldn't focus only on this one. But no, that's interesting.
And sometimes you might find, it says you need to be 10.6% on this movement.
Yeah.
When in reality, you might have got to 8% and you're cool. You're cool. You're fine. Or you might need to push it to 15%. Who knows? Yeah. But it just helps.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Maybe for these ratios, it's like for the general people, but maybe some would be different. Maybe some would have a bigger ratio, and this is something you cannot know.
No. Exactly that. I would like to talk a little bit about nutrition, because I know that you get involved with that. So I'm assuming you kind of help all your clients, all your athletes with the nutrition side?
Not all my streetlifting athletes, only those who want to improve their nutrition.
Yeah.
But for those competing, I make sure before the competition that they have all they need, and I prepare them a little paper with what they have to eat and before the competition and in the competition.
Yeah.
But some of my clients are just athletes, maybe from other sports, that just they just want to improve their nutrition. So I just help them with their nutrition, and if they are preparing for competition, I help them to plan better their nutrition, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
And to me, the most important thing in nutrition, I don't know, I guess you have to know things about nutrition. I don't think you're a beginner on the subject. Yeah. So I don't know what's your opinion, but to me, the most important isn't like the energetic aspect with like calories and macros and fats and carbs. It's important, but to me, the most important and the thing that nobody cares about is more about micronutrients.
Okay. Yeah.
To me, this is the biggest part about nutrition, because now you can see many brands, new brands, like I won't say any names, but you have a lot of brands that are providing like wheys and protein bars and all of these. But there are high proteins, but there are zero micronutrients inside. So you have a lot of athletes that are eating a lot of proteins with the wheys and bar protein, but they don't have enough micronutrients, and this is a problem, but they don't know, because they are tracking their nutrition and they think that they eat enough carbs, enough fats, enough proteins, so the macros are okay, the energetic, the calories are okay, but the micronutrients are not okay, so the body cannot function correctly, but they don't know because they think that everything is okay. And I feel like now on social medias, everyone is looking at macros and calories, but not micronutrients, which is to me the most important.
No,
So
I get
this
that.
is my opinion.
Yeah. No, I like it. I mean, so I'm assuming then from that, that's obviously a big focus for you with your athletes.
Yeah,
Not
that's my
just looking at the
focus.
macros. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
sometimes when I have new athletes,
Yep.
they know how to eat enough proteins.
Yeah.
They know they eat enough carbs,
Yep.
enough fats, but sometimes the biggest problems aren't the macros or the calories. It's more like the quality, I would say, of their fuel,
What
not the quantity.
That makes sense. Yeah. What's like a typical the approach for you to address that issue with your athletes? Like if I came to you, I was like, you need to sort my diet. I just keep eating pizza every day.
So this is an extreme, like pizza. To me,
not pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, but I get it. To me, the two most important thing are first, consuming raw foods.
Okay.
As much as possible, because if you're eating raw foods, you're more likely to get micronutrients. Whereas if you're taking processed food, no, not processed food. Processed food is transformed.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you would prefer to eat meat rather than a protein bar, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
So raw foods as much as possible. This is the first thing. And second thing is, when you are eating your meals in the day, how are you organizing your meals and what you eat with your work and your training? How are you organizing yourself? This is something important too. Like, have you ever heard of chrononutrition? Chrononutrition.
No.
Okay, because this is a big subject.
Yeah.
That's, to me, it's very important. Chrononutrition is when you should eat which kind of meal in your day. So, for example, your body is more likely to digest fats and proteins in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm with you now. Yeah.
This is chrononutrition. This comes from chrononutrition.
Yeah.
And for example, you can also compare a male and a female. They're working differently. You cannot do the same thing with a male and a female. For example, if you're a male, you're more likely to fast in the morning, like not eating in the morning, not have a breakfast. Is it fasting? The word fasting means not. Yes, that's it.
Fasting, yeah.
Yeah, fasting.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a female, if you do this is going to stress your body too much, and this is no good.
Okay.
This is a big difference between male and female. So this is chrononutrition. Like, when you are eating what kind of food. And for example, you should eat less at night.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to sleep, you're supposed to be done with your digestion.
Yeah.
So this is also something important. So I would say these two approaches are the most important. First, quality of the food. So eating as much as possible raw food. And then you have, of course, the repartition, like how much are you eating protein, what kind of protein, which category of fats, and then the timing, like how are you organizing your meals and when are you eating compared to your training and your work.
Yeah, I mean, the timing is going to be a big thing. Just if it is what do you call it, in relation to training, because then that can affect even like circadian rhythm and messing up sleep pattern.
Yes, this
If you
is linked
start,
to circadian
yeah,
rhythm.
I can imagine, yeah. So they're kind of like the areas, that's how you're kind of looking at to address nutrition for your athletes. It's looking at those elements and making sure you get all those ticked off and correct. Yeah. No, I like it.
Yeah, and to me that's more important to check this rather than is he eating enough protein? Yes, obviously he is. I feel like any athlete training at the gym is eating enough protein.
Yeah.
Pretty often the problem isn't the amount of protein or the amount of carbs or fats. Pretty often the problem is the quality of the food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, there are too many brands that are using marketing for proteins, high proteins foods. And sometimes athletes often forget that you just need to go back to the base. Like when we, like 100 years ago, high protein bar didn't exist. So how were they, what were they eating? That's the question we need to ask ourselves.
Yeah.
Just sometimes simple food, just raw simple food are the best. Yeah. Sometimes they're just it.
No, I agree. I think that also like crosses over to so many things. Sometimes just keeping things simple.
Yeah.
And not getting too technical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the way I've always looked at the food stuff, like my career in strength stuff, it actually, I was involved a lot in the nutrition side, but then over the time I've less enjoyed it, and now I just refer it out. But I'm like, if nutrition becomes super complicated, there's a problem. Like it shouldn't be.
I totally
it shouldn't
agree.
be that overcomplicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, it somehow has, and it probably doesn't help with, like you said, all these brands coming out with crazy stuff, using buzzwords to make you think like, oh yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah. It's like, I need. No, you don't need this thing from this brand. Like your body doesn't need this. But yeah, I totally agree. People just need to have simple things.
Yeah.
Like if you're starting in your diet to think, okay, I need to eat this at this time and this at this time. That's why I'm never sending like a plan, like something very strict. Never.
Okay.
What I do is I'm going from the actual diet and I'm trying to improve the diet, but I'm taking into account the athletes. Like sometimes, yes, this thing would be better for him, but it's too complicated for him, or maybe he cannot because he's working at some hours that are maybe not good for him, but that's it. So sometimes you just need to adapt and to find solutions that maybe aren't the best, but are still better than its actual diet.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess creating habit as well, right? Like
new habits.
As long as they've got a habit, it's better than trying to be all technical and so yeah, I think that's a big part, and that's probably the hardest part, right? Is creating the habit of the routine of whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Because right now, like I said, I know I keep saying it, but I am stuck in a habit of eating pizza every day right now. But it's fine. I'll be when it's Monday, I'll be fine. But I'm gonna.
But you can, you could do your own pizza.
Right,
that could be a solution.
It's funny you say that. So it was my birthday back in March, and my friend bought me a gas-powered pizza oven, and I should really make the most of it. And instead of buying these crappy pizzas from the shop, I should make a better alternative version. But it's almost that the habit of like, yeah, but if I just go on my phone and order a pizza, it'll be here in 20 minutes. But but yeah, you are right. I could easily just make an alternative version, a better alternative.
Yeah, there are always
Yeah.
solutions. If you have a problem, you have a solution. And you just have to ask yourself, like,
I definitely have a problem.
Why is the pizza a problem?
Mm.
It's a problem because it's processed food, because it's not raw food.
Yeah.
So how do you make this pizza a good product with raw food? It's possible. You can, if you are making your own pizza, you can put raw foods on it. And if it takes too much time, this is another problem. If it takes you too much time, you can maybe, I don't know, do bigger quantities and freeze them. I don't know how to say. And then problem solved. You know, there's always a solution. So this is my work in nutrition. I often have a lot of problems. People tell me, okay, yes, but I don't like this. I cannot do this. With your pizza problem, it's another problem. So my job is to find solution so that they consume more raw food. And I don't know, that this takes them less time to cook and everything. And we always get to find solutions.
No, that's good. I feel like this has been a good counselling session for my addiction to pizza. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. But you know, that's the same when you're a coach in streetlifting or any other sports. In the end, that's always the same approach. Like, you have a problem,
that's true.
And you just find a solution. Adapting yourself to the athletes. That's always the same.
That's it.
So that's what I wanted to say earlier when we were talking about boxing and streetlifting and powerlifting. In the end, the approach is always the same. Like programming, for example, in every sport, that's always the same. You have to build, and then you are picking. Even though it's an endurance sport, that's the same. And in the end, if you get this approach, you are a good coach, I think.
100%. So I always say to people, like, strength training for different sports is easy. If you have a good understanding of how strength works and periodization, and then you have an understanding of what qualities or whatever it may be that sport requires, you can train someone. You can apply that knowledge to any sport. It's just figuring out, what does that sport need? Cool. All right. Adjust. So I like that. What you're saying. That's good.
And you can link all that.
100%. Does the nutrition, is there much change from, like, you're working with your athlete, just, you're just training as normal, and now we're starting to get close to competition. How much play do you have with nutrition in regards to the athlete who's going to compete soon? And let's take into, I want to bring this up. So, like, let's say the athlete has to slightly lower their weight because maybe they're a few kilos over. I could imagine it's not massive cuts, because most of streetlifting now is 2 hour weigh-in. So you're probably not cutting much, but
no, not as much as you. So what I do is, I always love to talk about this maybe 2 or 3 months before, so that we can organize depending on how much weight there is to lose.
Okay.
And depending on the body composition of the athletes. For example, if I have an athlete that has to, I don't know, lose 3 kilos, and that the athlete is already very lean, I know that we're gonna have to to use the water levels and to do a water load and then a water cut.
Cool. Yeah.
But if I do have an athlete that has maybe a higher percentage of fats, maybe that the best strategy would be to lower a little the fat percentage, depending on if it's a male or a female, of course.
Yep.
And it depends on the athletes, and it depends also on the diet of the athletes. Like if the athlete is already on a good diet, like he's eating clean, let's say. I don't like this word clean, but you get it?
I get you. Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna have to play a little more with the water levels.
Yep.
But if I have an athlete that is not eating very healthy and not clean, maybe just improving his diet will be enough. So it depends on the profile of the athletes.
Okay.
And then the most important to me in nutrition and competition is obviously the week before the competition. Like being sure that the athlete eats what he needs to eat to recover, because sometimes 1 or 2 weeks before the competition you are at the end of your peaking and you need to recover. So nutrition is very important for recovery. But the most important for our sports is the day of the competition. Like, what are you eating while you're competing? What have you eaten like 1 or 2 hours before? And hydration also is very important. So to me, the most important for competitions, once your weight-in is done, is how are you going to refeed? What are you going to eat? When are you going to eat it? All of this is the most important, because that's what is going to provide your fuel while you're competing. And sometimes, I don't know how much, but sometimes your performance can depend on what you've eaten and how you've handled all of this in the competition.
No, I agree.
So
I think that refeed is underestimated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for athletes who cut.
Yes.
And who did the water cut.
Yeah.
Refeed is even more important.
Yeah, no, for sure. So on the day of competition, do you have like, and it's going to change from person to person based on the things they like, but do you have like a kind of like rough things of like what you want to try and get in during the competition? Like what would those that kind of list look like?
Yeah, it depends on when the athlete is competing. Like if it's competing in the morning or in the afternoon, it's going to be different. And sometimes I'm trying to fit to what he's usually eating. I never force an athlete to eat things that he's not used to eat. Because that can be dangerous. For example, if you are eating something you've never eaten before, maybe you can have trouble digesting it.
Yeah.
So
and then spend the rest of your day on the toilet.
Yeah, for example. So it's like I have lists of different food. For example, for the carbs, it can be rice, can be bananas, it can be many things. And depending on what the athlete is used to eat, he's going to choose the foods he's used to eat. And then, I kind of have a plan that I send to the athlete, but I'm not forcing it to eat these things at this time of the competition. Like, it's more, I recommend. It's like recommendations, but the most important to me when you're competing is to listen to your body. Like, if you don't feel like eating, you feel like you're gonna be too heavy, or I don't know, you just don't feel like eating, you shouldn't force yourself, I think. Or in the contrary, if you are not supposed to eat a big quantity, but you feel like you're very hungry, I feel like the most important is to listen to your body. This is the most important. But I would say what I like to do, if I have to say little tips, is you should focus on carbs and protein, especially maybe carbs, a little fat but not too much because it's hard to digest before the competition.
Yep.
The main thing is to be light and not eating too much before muscle ups and pull ups. And then the best thing is to have like a complete meal before dips and squats.
I like that, yeah.
Avoiding dipsing and squatting with only a few carbs or maybe just one banana. I think it's not enough.
Yeah.
And usually people, when they do 4 lift sessions, they would have eaten a meal before or something consistent, I think. So
yeah,
this is true. Important. That's something athletes often forget about. Like they eat sweets, fruits, but they forget to eat like a real meal, like with rice, maybe chicken or anything. And this is important, I think. And as I said earlier, hydration is also very important.
Yes.
So eating salt, that's the most important electrolytes, because you can drink electrolytes that are already made, by brands, everything, but pretty often there is not enough sodium inside. So you need to eat salt, extra salt, to get your sodium in your electrolytes. So these are things that are important too.
No, I like that. I think really good points, very important, and can literally be the difference between a good performance and a bad performance sometimes. I mean, I've had a few, not anytime recently, but I've had experiences of, let's say you spoke about like electrolytes and salts and stuff, but the cramping, and it's not a nice place to be in the middle of a competition.
Yeah.
At all.
And once the cramps is there, it's too late.
Yeah.
So sometimes you should just prevent.
Yeah. No, that's it. This is really off topic, but I noted it down because I really wanted to ask you about this, and it was something I saw on your Instagram, and I think I read it correctly, so you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But did I see, and the reason I'm bringing it up because I love squats, but I saw something about the road to a 200 kilo squat. Did I read that wrong? Or did my Instagram translate it incorrectly?
Myself?
Yeah, that's what I thought I read. Yeah, that's...
No.
No.
That was not 200.
No, as in the road to 200. Training. No.
It was 120.
Right, so I think my Instagram completely... Because I was like... Wow.
No. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Go on.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. I definitely missed the joke. Okay, I missed the joke.
Yeah. I'll explain. So.
Okay, go on.
I had a bad time with the squats. Like there was a period, like as I told you earlier, I had a little break in competitions.
Yes.
And I allowed myself to slow down a little bit the squat. So I didn't stop, but I squatted row for like 3 months.
Okay.
So of course I had to lower a little the weights.
Yeah.
But the intensity was still there as I was raw.
Yeah.
So that was a decision I made with my coach.
Okay.
And then I always had this toxic relationship with the squats.
Right.
So I love to make joke about it. And when I started squats again, not in raw, but with my sleeves and
Yep.
my belt. I had a goal, like at the end of a block. I don't remember what was the performance, but yeah, still. And so for the joke, I said road to 200, but that's
Okay.
absolutely not my level. That's very far. My max is like 135, so
Okay.
200 is not gonna be not this year, not
Yeah.
in 2 years. Very very far. So that was just a joke to say that
Okay.
I'm back, and
Yep.
yeah,
That makes
but
more
not
sense.
200.
Okay. Okay. I got so excited. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, okay.
That
And
would
then,
be huge.
yeah, Jesus. Yeah. I think there's only one female that squatted 200 in streetlifting.
Yeah, and that's in powerlifting, and maybe that's high
And then, yeah, powerlifting.
body
Yeah.
weight category.
Yeah. So you as an athlete is what I'm interested in. So I know obviously you took a little bit of time out from competing, as you said.
Yeah.
So is there a comeback?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
coming back next year.
Okay.
The time that leaves me the time to rebuild and get back to competition. Maybe I will have to compete at the end of this year, like in
Okay.
November, something like that.
Yep.
I haven't talked about it yet, but maybe so that I can qualify for the nationals. Maybe, but I'm not sure
Okay.
that this competition is going to be a qualifier. So we'll see.
Okay.
And if I'm not competing at the end of the year, my next competition will be probably in June, I think, something like that.
Okay.
Next
Okay.
year.
Cool. So loads of time to prepare, regardless. Loads of time.
Yeah. Lots of time, but I feel like this is going to be not so long.
Right. Okay.
Like, time is passing fast.
That's true. Yeah. I think that, especially the older I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, there are vacation in August. Then you have to. So it's maybe a long time, but not so much.
Yeah. What always scares me is, let's just say I had a comp in 6 months. I'm like, yeah, loads of time. But then when I break down, oh wait, that's only 3 training blocks, for example. It doesn't seem. It's like, oh, it's not that far because it's just 3 training blocks. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's in 6 months. I do have the time, but not so much.
No, that's it. Will you be competing at 63 again?
No.
Under 60? No.
I don't know.
Okay. What's the choices?
My category is 57.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
But what I didn't tell you is I competed last year in 63.
Yeah.
But I was weighted at 57.7.
Okay.
The only reason why I competed in 63 is because I was sure that I couldn't qualify to Worlds in 57 because the level in France is too high, and that I knew that there were already 2 athletes in France, and even though I was in the 7 best, as there is a rule with final reps, I couldn't qualify in 57, but in 63, yes, I could.
Okay, that makes sense. Sense.
But that was not my category.
I mean, it's quite impressive though, still, that you were able to qualify at the next weight class up.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but I think this was possible last year, but I think that next year it's not going to be possible anymore.
Do you know what? I feel like I don't feel like the female classes get as much like hype as they deserve, because the levels in the female classes now, like now,
that's crazy
like
now.
every weight class, I'm just like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Like they are
It's like
stacked.
main level. Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
totally agree.
Yeah. So okay, so 57 will be the weight class for you.
Probably. I
Yeah,
don't know yet,
probably,
but probably.
yeah.
It's like right now I'm between the two. Like I weigh 59 to 60.
Okay,
So
okay.
I think I'm still in 57, but maybe once I will have to go to 63.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
And any do you have any goals in plan of what you're looking to do sort of
Next
2027? Yeah. Any goals or not yet?
Maybe not next year. Like my only goal is to be happy to compete first.
Okay. Yeah.
And to just be able to perform the best I can.
Okay.
And if my total is high enough to qualify maybe for something, why not? I don't know, but I'm not expecting anything for next year.
No,
I
okay.
still have goals long term.
Yeah.
Now because I understood that I had to wait for the process of being an international athlete.
Yeah.
But it's not like I have to qualify next year.
Okay.
I don't put a lot of pressure on it. It's just I just want to go back to competition.
Yep.
I just want my competition to be great.
Yep.
To do what I have to do. To progress also. To improve my total, of course.
Yep.
And then we'll see.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you find do you find much I don't know if pressure is the right word, but how do you find the relationship of you coaching athletes but then also preparing to compete yourself all at the same time? Like does that cause much issues for you?
Okay. It depends because I feel like July, like this month, is not a period where there are a lot of competition. So it's okay. It's like out of seasons.
Yeah.
But I think I've never had to prepare myself to a competition and prepare like a lot of athletes and have to go to the competitions. But I think that if this happens to me, that could be a lot of pressure to handle your competition and your athletes' competition. But that's why I took the decision to close a few athletes coaching. Like I don't want to coach more than 15 athletes so that I can really focus on them, and that's why I'm doing nutrition too. That's so that I don't have too many athletes and I don't have too much pressure, and I can still have a high quality on my coaching on them.
Yeah.
That's a decision I made like not a long ago.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go to, I'm assuming you go to you handle your athletes at competitions when you can? Yeah.
And that's why I feel like if you have 40 athletes, that can become complicated to go to the competition of each one of your athletes, and you can end up by being on all the competition every weekend. So that's not what I want. But I don't want my athletes to be alone to their competition. So that's why I prefer to coach maybe less athletes, but have a higher quality on my coaching.
No, that makes sense. No, I like it. Yeah. Are you at what do you call it? The Euro, because it's in France, right, this year?
Yeah.
Are you going to be at that?
An athlete.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So you'll be there?
Yeah. Will you be there?
I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be good to meet in person. It should be cool. Yeah. What I mean, you don't have to give the name, it's totally up to you, but What weight class is your athlete competing in?
57.
Okay.
Yeah, 57.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That'll be good. Yeah, a stacked weight class.
Do you have athletes
Yeah.
competing at Euros?
In Euros, who's in Euros? I've got three. I think I got one female in the 70, minus 70, under 66 male, and an under 101.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, do you know what? I keep getting confused because I've got athletes in Euros, Asia, and Americs, and I keep forgetting.
Okay.
It's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to them all, but I think I can only make. Yeah, it's a lot. And I've got my wedding is this year, so I was like,
okay,
it's just a lot. So I'm like, next year I'll probably make the effort to go to all of them. But
for you that might be a lot of pressure to handle your wedding, your athletes,
that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Your training. Yeah, I get it.
And I'm like, this wedding only happens once, and
of course,
comps will just keep happening. And it's not like they're close. Yeah, it's like, I think it's Brazil and Singapore. And that's a lot. Long flights. Yeah. Okay. So, just to finish up, what I would like to know. So, in terms of you I know actually you said you like to keep things smaller, but if people were interested in reaching out to you, whether it was for coaching, whether it was for the nutrition side, or just learning from you, I guess, because I know a lot of your content is educational, which is cool.
That's what I try to do.
You need to do some English ones so I can learn from you as well.
Yeah, I thought about it as I told you.
Yeah.
I wasn't so confident with English, but now I'm trying
honestly, your English is good, honestly. I wouldn't just say that. Yeah, no, it is, honestly. Yeah.
So I thought about it to maybe do more contents in English. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I reckon.
I love YouTube too. It's me.
Do you use YouTube?
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
I think it's maybe better for educational content because it's longer. You have more time to develop.
Yeah. So I always feel like when I put Instagram stuff out, I feel like, oh, that's crap, that's rubbish, because I'm trying to get it.
It's too short.
I'm trying to get it in 1 minute, but I'm like, I can't explain. Like, it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult.
It's like you're limited.
Yeah, and I don't think people like to sit there and watch long stuff on Instagram so much.
Not on Instagram, but
no, not on Instagram.
Like when people are going on YouTube, they expect long videos, so they are going to make the effort to stay. But
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So okay, so you're Instagram, you're on YouTube as well. So yeah, what's the how do we find you? I'm going to get the details off you anyway, so I'll definitely put it in the links and stuff. But how do we find you if we want to find out more?
That's Lise SL, Lise with the
underscore.
Yeah, underscore.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube and Instagram same.
Okay, perfect. And then, so not Instagram, your YouTube content, that's longer form content.
Yeah, but French content. So maybe I should do more English. English content.
So I have noticed recently, I've noticed it. There's a Spanish streetlifting coach who comes up in my feed a lot, and I don't know if it's him doing it or if it's Instagram. I don't know, but you can tell it's AI that has basically translated his voice to English.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it's doing it to me based on my location being here, and it knows to show it to. I'm not sure. I should message him to find out what he's doing. Whether he's putting out these AI edited English ones, or if Instagram is pushing Spanish ones to Spanish people and English to, I don't know. But then at the same time, you can speak English well, so there's no reason why you can't make some content. I think that would be cool.
I should.
And there's not, I think that so this is my thought on street lifting at the moment. At the moment, everyone looks towards the athletes. It's like, oh, this athlete. 9 times out of 10, a lot of those top athletes probably can't coach at all. Like, they're good, but coaching is a whole different animal.
Yeah, totally agree.
So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because it's like, give more time to who are the coaches behind these athletes. But then one step further is female coaches. There are female coaches out there, but it's bringing them more to the spotlight. So yeah, I think I reckon that would be a good one for you if you had some of your posts in English.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Yeah. There's me being like, oh, you should do it in my language. Like everyone should speak English.
Of course. But that's the international language. So
yeah.
Even though it's your language, it's a language that allows everyone to understand. So I agree. If you want to reach more people, you need to speak English anyway. So yeah.
I mean, I would prefer to learn other languages and then be able to understand them. But easier said than done.
Yeah, but it's easier when you're French to learn English than being English and learn French, because French is so fucking hard. So I get it.
Okay. So in school from I think 12 to 16, I had to learn French. It was like mandatory. You have to learn French.
Yeah.
But I used it as a class to mess around. So I didn't learn anything. And I failed. I now wish I learned French. It's funny how as you get older, I wish I was like, why did I not learn that? Why did I not learn this?
Yeah, but I feel like learning a new language when you're in a classroom is not enough. You cannot learn a language only in the classroom. Like,
that's true.
If I speak English today, it's not because of the school. It's because for like 10 years, I guess when I was maybe 14 years old, I was listening to English films and series, and I was taking off what's the name of the text?
The lyrics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was taking them off.
Yeah.
So that I could force myself to understand the English.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started to really understand English and being able to speak fluently. But only English classes, it's not enough. So I guess that's the same for the French. If you want to learn a language, you need to listen to the language. You need to practice.
Yeah.
Only the class is not enough, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think for me to learn a language here, I will get lazy and revert back to English. But if let's just say I want to learn French, if I move to France, I reckon even for just 1 year, because I'd be forced to have to speak it more.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick up more in that 1 year than trying to learn it here for 10.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do. Plus, there's a lot of street lifting in France, so I could benefit from that as well. Yeah.
Paris.
Wicked. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for inviting me. That was cool.
No, I really appreciate it. It was good to speak to you. Good to learn from you.
Yeah. Same.
I don't ever say I wish you luck. I don't like saying that, as if like we train to then rely on luck. So I wish you all the best with your training.
Thank you.
And for like a very strong comeback. I don't know if we should call it a comeback. I wouldn't say just break. We'll call it a break. Yeah. And I'll probably see you in October in Paris.
Yeah. We'll see you in October.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Wicked.
And I try to do more English content.
Yes.
So that maybe I can reach more people.
Yeah, I reckon so. But maybe
thanks to you, this is going to allow me to do more English content.
I hope so. Yeah, no, I do hope so.
Because now that we've been talking for like almost 3 hours,
3 hours
in English, I think that just a little short on Instagram should be okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for inviting me and for letting me this opportunity. That was great.
No problem. Thank you. My pleasure.